With the release of Avatar Remastered being right around the corner, it does seem like press is getting some early footage of Avatar The Way of Water, as recently reported by Empire Magazine. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And moments ago, Empire Magazine posted the following tweet, quote, "Today brought an early return to Pandora in Avatar The Way of Water footage, with producer John Landau and stars Jamie Flatters, Bailey Bass, Trinity Bliss and Jack Champion. The footage was big, blue and beautiful, with Tolkien's touching family scenes and tooled up action." End quote. Now, James Dyer, the writer of Empire Magazine, posted a string of tweets which I just want to read, and then I will go over it with my thoughts afterwards, which gives us some idea of the footage that they saw. Starting with the first one, quote, "Went to an Avatar The Way of Water presentation this morning, and effing hell it looks good. The visuals are astounding, obviously, but the emotional authenticity that Cameron does so well really comes across in the character drama, and the 3D feels organic and frankly essential in a way it hasn't since the first film. I have learned to dread the handing out of glasses before a screening. Does it mean we'll see another trend for shitty 3D conversions in the wake of this? I hope not, but the 3D here is excellent. Also, the footage was in 48 frames per second, and I have to say, all the better for it, as the panning shots retain all the stunning detail. It might have been a big bowl of wrong in The Hobbit and Gemini Man, but high frame rate might have finally found its moment in the sun. See with The Way of Water. In short, I am, as Adrian Mole once said, profoundly in love with Pandora. Again, I should clarify that what I saw was a series of 5 or 6 sequences from the film, which lasted about 15 minutes in total. Basically all the D23 stuff, but with an added big action scene that was new." End quote. The users then asked James the following question, quote, "Was it the whole trailer you seen? What do you mean by presentation?" End quote. And then James responded by saying it was about 15 minutes of footage across 5 or so sequences. So in total, like James said, it was basically the D23 footage which I covered extensively in previous 2 videos, plus a big action scene. Now the big thing of course to take away from this is the 3D, because just like James, I hated 3D, mostly because I got a pretty bad headache when I saw 3D movies after the original Avatar movie released. Strangely enough, when I watched the original Avatar movie in 3D, it was perfectly fine, and 1 or 2 other 3D movies that I cannot quite think of right now, I believe one of them was Journey to the Center of the Earth, was also in 3D, and that was perfectly fine. But when I watched movies like Transformers, and I remember Iron Man, I think it's the 3rd one, and one of the Avengers movies was also in 3D at the time, it was just a trend that every single movie, even though there was no reason for it to be in 3D at all, just had 3D. All the movies was just 3D all the time, and there was no real way. I can remember me and my friends going to the cinema and we wanted to watch just a regular comedy action movie. I can't remember what the movie was, but it was just a regular, a movie that looked funny, and we came there and it was in 3D for some obscure reason. Now, the thing about that is because the movie wasn't shot with the intention of being 3D, a lot of the scenes just was very dark, some of it was very blurry, and it just gave me quite a bad headache. And when the trend of 3D movies kind of moved away, it was, if you think of the Marvel phase movies during basically the later half of phase 2 and the entire of phase 3 Marvel movies, none of it was in 3D, which was quite fantastic. So with Avatar The Way of Water coming full swing back with 3D, of course it is a concern because of like James said, those shitty 3D conversions of movies, but everybody that I've been reading says that the 3D aspect of Avatar The Way of Water is absolutely phenomenal, and it is the way the movie is meant to be seen, especially the high frame rate. And he also is of course worried for the 3D conversions, the trend of 3D coming back. Are we going to see again every movie being in 3D? Probably for the first 6 months to a year, we're going to see every movie being released, and with James Cameron re-releasing Avatar, we're probably going to see a few older movies being re-released as well in 3D, trying to get some extra extra cash. Maybe we'll see Morbius in 3D, who knows. But I'm very happy to hear that many people who was at D23, and so far all the reports I'm reading from this press screening, everybody is basically praising the 3D aspect of this presentation. So as for the scenes that was shown, he does state that basically, like I said in the beginning of this video, that it was 5 or 6 sequences which lasted about 15 minutes, basically all the D23 stuff with an added big action scene. Now, as for what that action scene could be, my speculation is that it's probably, I don't think they will reveal the big action scene at the end, because that would kind of like ruin the big surprise and the big, the big moment of the movie. So maybe some of the sequences of that action scene was shown, but the big action scene that he's talking about is probably likely somewhere in the middle of the movie. Like I said, I don't think they will show the big finale action scene, because that will, if for some reason somebody was at one of these presentations and recorded the footage, then it would give away the big action scene, and I don't think they will show that to press just yet. But as for the rest of the stuff, it does sound extremely exciting, and you can definitely be sure that there's going to be a ton of Avatar and Avatar the Way of Water news coming over the next few weeks, building up. We know that Avatar the Way of Water is releasing in September, so the marketing train has left the station a long time ago, so we're going to see a ton of news and stuff about Avatar the Way of Water. Of course, if you do want to go in blind with this movie, then I'll likely advise you not to watch any trailers or read anything about this movie. Just avoid anything Avatar related until the movie is released. But if you want to stay up to date with everything Avatar, then be sure to click the subscribe button and have a look at the rest of my channel for more Avatar content. But until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.